Hi, this is Scott Vaughan with Create Your Next Customer, and I have the pleasure of sitting down with Steve Daheb, who's the CMO and SVP of Blue Coat. They're doing some very interesting programs across integrated marketing and really focusing on segmentation and profiling the different types of customers and users they're serving. And today we're going to learn about how those programs are working and see some of those examples that work. Authentic messages versus corporate messaging is a big topic, and the example of going to Black Hat and having that dialogue with people on, I don't want to say on their level, in their language, the fact that they play video games or like Star Wars, it's the same thing with BYOD. You're mashing their worlds and relating them more to people.
It's things you stop and get interested in. To me, it's kind of like, how do you tap into their interest, but still in a way where you just get them to stop, you get their attention, and you go, oh wow, and then you still are able to deliver the message, I mean, even like this campaign is kind of interesting, right, where I have these people in kind of the homeboy pose, right? But again, that's a little bit of, oh, what's going on here? Well, what's kind of an interesting way to represent the fact that we have 72 million people using our security products, and if you attack one of them, we'll stop you and automatically protect all 72 million. So it's like, how do you communicate that in an effective way? I mean, these are some pretty interesting kind of techie concepts, right? So, you come up with, mess with one of us, mess with all of us, which is, just kind of my shorthand slang, but people stop and go, what's going on here, And it's kind of an interesting way to depict the network effects of our offerings. So it's just little things like that we're finding are working really well.
So Steve, one of the things that really is getting debated in the security circles especially, but overall technology is does fear messaging work?
Yeah.
And I know we've gone through cycles over time and we have analytics on it. We deal in millions of engagements. What's your take, especially from a security provider?
We really have started vectoring to more of an enablement message. And part of it is, you really got to sit down and look at what are some of the trends that are going on that are really driving the new market, new requirements for security. So you look at the adoption of cloud services, right? At the end of the day, that value proposition is too strong. It's going to happen. Platform on demand, server computing on demand, software as a service for my applications. That is just too powerful for the enterprise to ignore. It's going to happen. So ultimately, how can we serve as an enablement role for that, where we can allow you to securely adopt cloud computing? You're going to see us really vector our messaging much more towards one of an enablement. We kicked off a recent campaign called No Boundaries. And again, that wasn't fear message. I mean, No Boundaries was an aspirational kind of enablement message. It was about you're no longer confined to the four walls of the enterprise as a user. I no longer just sit there on my desktop. I clock out at 5. I'm done. That doesn't happen.
I call that Fred Flintstone syndrome.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, it's no longer the Fred Flintstone syndrome, right? It's about, I'm going home and I'm firing up my laptop on my home Wi-Fi. I'm at Starbucks and I'm catching up on email. I'm on my iPad in an airport terminal. I'm on my iPhone. Those use cases are changing. So No Boundaries was about, look, you move, we move. We kind of got your back. We know you're going to be, there are no longer any boundaries to the corporate enterprise, right? It is boundless. And so, again, I thought that was a really nice enablement message, and I think that's really playing well with our install base and new prospects, It
sounds like one of the ways you're trying to bring to life the value proposition and get the voice of the customers through video. You've done some interesting videos lately. Share a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. I mean, if you think about, we talked about the trends. One of the biggest ones is rich media, video on the internet, right? It's forecasted to be 90% of internet traffic in the next, I think 2 years. And so really is a way that end users, customers, everyone is kind of, gathering information or consuming information from. So we actually did a pretty cool video campaign around our No Boundaries theme. We actually showed a day in the life of the user where he was kind of, old school Fred Flintstone in his corporate office, clocking out at 5 o'clock to, move into a branch office, to sitting in a coffee shop, to sitting at the airport terminal. And he would pull up a different device in each one of these situations. And, immediately, we would be there to kind of protect him. So it's this really strong image about, wherever he went, we were there to kind of follow and protect him if he was encountering any threat. So it was kind of this really interesting day in the life where we highlighted the different use cases.
I love that kind of marketing, and that's what the marketers who use Create Your Next Customer for ideas or for advice or guidance, they're looking for ways to shake things up, look at things in new ways, and see what other people are doing that are engaging with their audiences.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So Steve, thanks for taking the time to share what you guys are doing at Blue Coat and your experience. The way you approach your customer, product, and market and message is very unique. I know our marketers will find that very useful. So thanks again for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.